I'm Tom Hensley, City of Kingsport Wastewater Treatment Plant Superintendent. We're going to take you on a TV tour of the plant today so you can understand a little better what goes on here. We'll go over to the influent pump station now. First step in treatment here, we've got a bar screen building over here that removes any larger trash that we don't want it going through the plant, through pumps. So once it passes through there, it's over here to the influent pump house where we have 6 influent pumps that are capable of about 9 million gallons a day each, and those pump it into the wastewater treatment plant where the treatment continues. Our next stop after the influent pump house is the grit removal system, and it's trying to remove the fine particle grit material. Eggshell is a perfect example, and by vortex action it's pumped up through the water and then into this truck, which is disposed of at the landfill. We're over here now at the primary basins, which receives the flow after the grit structure. We have 3 primary basins here, which handle about 8 million gallons a day. And here at these basins, we're trying to let gravity take place. Material that wants to float, material that wants to sink. There's a flight mechanism that goes along the surface and pushes the floatable material down to a scum hopper. You can see how the drive system moves the chain and pulls along the flight at the surface, and then along the bottom back to the sludge hopper. And it would be rotated to allow the scum to be to flow into this, and then from here it'd flow to the scum hoppers for removal, which those solids are then moved on to a gravity thickener, which we'll visit here shortly. The weirs at the end of the primary basin allow the cleared effluent from this basin to move on to the next process at the trickling filters. I mentioned that the flights move the floatable materials down to a scum hopper, and what we do to keep that material out of our anaerobic digesters is pump it out of the scum hoppers with a truck. Something probably a little different than a lot of plants do, but we find that it causes helps prevent more problems. You're looking at the trickling filters now, which take the effluent from the primary basins. That water is going over about 6 foot depth of rock, and there's a biofilm that grows on that rock that removes nutrients out of the water. And the arms are turning by just the force of the water coming out of the nozzles. There's no pumps or electricity used here in this process. Here we're at the aeration basin, and this receives the effluent from the trickling filters. It's about 2.5 million gallon tank, and the water takes about 4 hours to go through it once it enters. Here we depend on the bacteria to do the treatment for us, and we monitor what we call a mixed liquor, and we also monitor the dissolved oxygen, which is pushed into this basin through fine air diffusers. Here's one of our 4 final clarifiers that's full.